everybody, welcome to or back to my channel, My Kind of Stuff, and today is episode 3 of TBR Takedown. If you've been around my channel for a while, you know that every month I've been doing an episode of TBR Takedown. I have a Google spreadsheet of 125 books that is my current physical TBR, and I use a random number generator spinner wheel to pick a few numbers every month, and we have to read whatever book it correlates to on my spreadsheet. That being said, for the month of December, we have a lot of stuff going on. There's, lots of events for the holidays and things like that. I really want to take it easy this month. So I think instead of picking 5 books like I have in the last few videos, I'm only going to pick 3 this time. I'm also participating in a couple of different readathons and stuff throughout the month. So I don't want to overwhelm myself with the amount of reading I have to do when I know that I'm going to have to be participating in a lot of other things as well. So that being said, let's hop right into our first spin. All right, so I'm going to click it a couple times because I feel like if I don't, I always end up getting the same section of numbers. Book 111. All right, well, conveniently, I had already scrolled down to the bottom of the sheet, so book 111 is Twisted Games by Anna Huang. I guess this is really a convenient one for it to have picked because it is book 2 in the Twisted series. And is that even what the series is called? I assume so. We're going to go with that. Looks like I have quite a few different options to grab the audiobook on that if I need it. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good first pick. All right, I've removed 111 from the spinner wheel. Let's spin again and see what our next book is going to be. Kind of hoping it's really nice and just gives us something I was already planning on reading anyway, because I have been trying to focus on my physical TBR. 102. Yeah, see what I mean? I always end up around the same number, and I don't know why that is. Maybe I should find a different spinner wheel to use next time. But either way, let's go see what book 102 is. All right, so if we just scroll up a little bit. Okay, These Things Linger by Dan Franklin. This is I don't want to say new. I've had it a few months now, but it is one of my special edition Twisted Retreat books, which I have been trying to prioritize as well. So, I'm kind of out of the spooky season mood right now, but I guess I'm not mad at it because it is one of my goals, is to work through reading those. So These Things Linger will be our second book. All right, let's do one more roll. We'll see what it gives us. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really just hoping for something I was already planning on reading anyway. Again, we end up in the same section of the board. All right, 109. Let's go see what that is. Wait, hold on. Time out. I've already read this and just forgot to remove it from the spreadsheet. So that being said, we'll just move down to the next one because this would technically be 109 now, and that is Tryst Six Venom by Penelope Douglas. I recently got special edition copies of this and is it Five Brothers, the other one, from probably Smut Book Box, and I've actually been really wanting to read these. It is a dark romance. I don't know a ton about it. I think it might be college kids. I don't know, but I'm excited because I've read a few other books by Penelope Douglas and quite enjoyed them, so excited to give these a try. All right, that wasn't too bad. I'm nervous about this one. I did not like book 1 of this series all that much. It was fine, but I was pretty indifferent about it. It just was fine. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about book 2. I know it's a bodyguard romance. I haven't read much of that like trope, so I'm interested to see how I'll feel about it. But I guess I don't have the highest of hopes. The next book picked was These Things Linger. This is my special edition, so it's got sprayed edges. The cover is really cool too. All the foiling, and it's just a really pretty edition. I don't know a ton about this story either. Just know we follow a character whose uncle dies, and he starts trying to like reach out to the dead to make peace with his uncle. And it's like a small town horror, so we'll see. I really have no idea what to think about this one. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it positively or negatively. So I'm just going in kind of blind on this one, and we'll see how it goes. All right, and the last book picked was Tryst Six Venom by Penelope Douglas. I did a little bit more research on this, but not much. It's listed as new adult. I know that it is a queer lesbian romance. And it seems to be high school, not college. I thought it was college, but I mean, there's lockers and it's talking about hanging out in the locker room, which seems more high school-esque to me, but I guess we'll find out. But I think this is also like a bully romance. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I got this edition from Probably Smut. I love the hot pink. It's so vibrant. And they also sent these like vellum overlays as well, which is really pretty. So I got one for this. I believe it's only one. Yeah. And then one for Five Brothers. Because you could like get these as a set. So I'm really excited to get into that one. I've been meaning to read more from Penelope Douglas for quite a while now, so no time like the present, I guess. So this is our little stack of TBR Takedown for December. Like I said, I have a lot of other reading plans, a ton of videos. I'm doing the 12 days of Vlogmas, so keep an eye out for, all of those videos. It's going to be a busy month, and I just don't want to overwhelm myself by giving myself 5 books. I can normally do that, but I definitely want to take time to enjoy the holidays as well. So that being said, I'm going to hop into reading these books, and I will check back in with you guys when either I've finished the first one or have some thoughts for you. All right, I'm back with a little update. I have finished my first book from TBR Takedown this month, which is Tryst Six Venom by Penelope Douglas. This is a high school bully sapphic romance. Yes, that seems like a whole lot of things to pack into one book. And honestly, I've been a little disappointed in a lot of the sapphic romances that I have read recently. I think I only had one that was like a 5-star for me, and the rest were kind of like just meh. They were fine. They were nothing special. So I am excited to say that I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. This is my edition from the Probably Smut book box. They always send tabs and things so that you can annotate. They also included this beautiful vellum overlay for in the book. For being a high school romance, I'm really surprised by how much I liked this. Our characters are very much not nice to each other. It is definitely an enemies to lovers kind of a vibe. There is a class difference between their families. Our one character is from a pretty wealthy family. Our other is kind of more from like the slums. We have one that's like very preppy, one that is very much like a biker chick. They are both terribly mean to each other. The wealthier preppy one definitely, I feel like, bullies the lower class girl more, but she definitely gives it back too. They are both on the same team at school. It's like lacrosse or rugby? I don't know. Some sport that we don't play here. I assume it's lacrosse. Um, they're on the team together. The preppier girl, she runs the team. She is the captain, but um, our more biker chick, she definitely gives her a run for her money, and they definitely need her to win. So like, I think it's hard for the preppier one to like see that and admit that like she needs the other to win their games. They definitely treat each other like crap almost all the way through this entire book. And then even after they like come together, uh, it's still there's a lot of tension because the preppier girl is not out. So she's afraid to let her friends know that she has feelings for a girl. She is afraid to let her family know because her parents are going through a rough patch and she doesn't want to rock the boat anymore. Um, and just seeing her like kind of grow as a character and come out of that shell and admit her feelings was really kind of sweet, even though it was done in like a terrible way. Because again, it's a bully romance, but it's hard, I think, having all of those big feelings as a high schooler and like you don't really know how to act. So, like, I feel like it was done appropriately. If this were to adults, I wouldn't be as accepting of the way they treat each other. But because it's high school, you know, it's, I can deal with it. And yeah, I just had a ton of fun. And I really need to get to reading my other two books. So I'm going to go do that and I will check back in with you when I finish the next one. All right, guys, I am back with another update. Don't mind the way I look. Really not been feeling so hot the last couple days. Feel like I'm coming down with a cold. I've had like a fever on and off. I also have a terrible headache and I'm just kind of over it. However, I did finish my next book for TBR Takedown, which was Twisted Games by Anna Huang. I liked this much more than book one. Book one, I almost didn't finish, but I am glad that I continued trying this series because I ended up quite enjoying this one. I gave it 4 stars. Um, this is a bodyguard romance. Our female main character, her name is Bridget, and she is a princess. And then her bodyguard, Reese, of course, they kind of start catching feelings for each other because they spend so much time around one another. But Reese is very like broody and overprotective, and like her friends invited her to this concert or something, but she couldn't go. So, like, he set up this elaborate thing at home for her for the two of them to hang out, watch it together on TV. And he got all kinds of snacks and stuff and tried to still make like the day special for her, even though she wasn't allowed to go. He was just always doing such sweet little things for her like that, but also not taking credit for it either. He was like, "Oh no, your friends planned this," even though he totally planned it all for her. Um, of course, as the story progresses, our female main character finds out that her grandfather is sick. It's time for someone else to take over the royal throne, and her brother is stepping down because he wants to focus on his life and his family. And so, in like 9 months, she is going to be crowned queen. So, of course, that means that she now needs to marry, and very quickly in order to, sustain bloodlines and because she's a woman and all kinds of different reasons. But they kind of use her birthday party as an excuse to host this ball and have all of these different like princes and things come to meet her and dance with her. The whole time, Reese is just like getting all pissy in the corner because, of course, he's just her bodyguard. Like, he can't marry her. And then we basically just watch our female main character kind of grow, navigate the intricate intricacies of the royal world and figure out what on earth she's going to do with her dilemma here, because she is still in love with Reese and she doesn't really want to marry someone else. This honestly, like when I first started listening to it, we got to like the 30% mark and I was like, okay, that like could have wrapped up here. And I didn't really know where the book was going to go, but I did like the direction it took. I wasn't sure at first that I was going to care. But you know, I ended up really loving Reese and rooting for him the whole time. So, yeah, overall, really enjoyed it. I'm glad I continued the series. And now I just have one more book to read for TBR Takedown this month, which is These Things Linger. So, I will check back in with you guys when I have finished that. All right, I have officially finished the last book for this month's round of TBR Takedown, and that is These Things Linger by Dan Franklin. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I have not been enjoying all of my Twisted Retreats lately, so I'm glad that I finally got one that was a real winner for me. Um, in this book, we're following Alex, whose estranged uncle unexpectedly dies, and he realizes that like he never got his chance to like make peace with him and thank the man who raised him after his parents died when he was young. So he decides he's going to reach out to the dead. But there's definitely something more dangerous lurking and hunting his uncle's trailer, and it's something that can like devour the living and the dead alike. So it is all too ready to jump to his call when he does this ritual, and now he needs to figure out a way to stop it before it destroys his life. This one is definitely more like supernatural thriller. There are some horror aspects, there's some gory bits, but not too much. It was more like eerie, creepy kind of things more so than it was like true like murderous rampaging kind of deal, just because it is paranormal. There's also themes of desperation and depression and heritage in this book. Um, all really important topics that are delved into. So I would definitely check your trigger warnings before getting into this. But overall, I think it was really fun. It was really fast paced. I kind of wish it would have been a little bit longer, which is why I got a 4 star for me. I feel like some things were like skipped over really quickly. And like, had we had more time to like make things a little slower and creepier, especially in a paranormal, um, I feel like that really is what drives it home, is like that slow building creep factor. And because this one is like just over 250 pages, we really had to like jump right into the action. And I guess I just wanted just the tiniest bit more time taken and time spent with these characters. But overall, I really enjoyed it. This was a really big win. I'm really happy to say that this month's episode of TBR Takedown, I really ended up enjoying all of the books, especially because the month before I ended up disliking most of the books. So I'm happy for a win. I'm happy that I only did 3 books this month instead of my usual 5, just because with the holidays, there's always so much going on. Um, Also, starting tomorrow, I have my 12 days of Bookmas starting. So there will be an episode every single day from now until Christmas. So make sure you keep an eye out and hit that notification bell and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the upcoming content in the next week or so. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.